Can you just tell me a little bit about, from what I understand, you are a photojournalist, is that correct? Or you were on the scene. Can you just give me, like, what your position was yesterday?
Yesterday I was actually right next to the building where the shooting took place. I was in a place called House Theater. There was a graduation ceremony taking place, and I was going to film that graduation ceremony, and I showed up about an hour early. And before that ceremony actually started, we had people outside of the theater coming inside, screaming, and there had been one person that made his way to the theater that had been shot. And as soon as that happened, I just grabbed my camera and just ran outside to where all the action was happening, and just started filming, just trying to just get what's going down over there.
What did you see?
What I see, well, I ran across the parking lot into where the buildings where the shootings were taking place, and I saw they already had people out in the grass and field working on people. A lot of people had their ACU tops off, using them as bandages and wraps, trying to stabilize people. A lot of bodies in action, providing medical assistance. There was already ambulances there. There was one. There was like two showing up, and just they were coming down the road. It was pretty noisy, and a lot of people running from the building is actually what it was, from inside running out to the parking lot.
Did you have any sense on what was going on at that point?
Yes. Well, from the theater, hearing that somebody had been shot and seeing all the action and activity outside the building, yeah, I kind of knew what was going on. So I just trying to document as much as I could.
Did you know that it had been that many casualties at that time? Or did you think it was just like an isolated incident?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know the numbers were going to be what they were. Honestly, at first, I thought it was just one person that had gotten shot that was at the House Theater where I was at. It wasn't until I got over there that you just kind of hear people yelling this and that, and I thought it was maybe like 6 or 7 that actually might have been injured. And I found out that changed later.
So talk about how you felt shooting this. I'm sure it was very chaotic down there. You're trying to capture all of these scenes, some of them being grisly. Just talk about how you felt a little bit with that.
Well, I'm looking at it through the camera. I'm seeing the action that's taking place, but I'm really kind of concentrating on trying to just do my job, do the training just that I've done, keep it in check, and just trying to keep steady that way. Not really take myself out of the situation. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on, so I have to be aware. But try to really focus and just be keen into what I was doing at the time. Obviously, there's feelings and everything on different things you shoot a lot of times, so I'm always aware of that. But I just really try to stay focused.
I'm sure it played out sort of like an emotional tug of war within yourself, because you probably wanted to put down the camera and help some of these people. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. In fact, there was some people from the graduation that were medics. They're out there in graduation robes. They're out there helping, you know. I don't know which I could be better at, helping, trying to, you know, carry a stretcher or something, or document. It's kind of a rough thing to do. Another thing is, if you're documenting, you don't want to be in the way of what's happening, vehicles, people, you know. So there's a kind of a fine line between helping and hurting. So you just kind of, it just seems like there's a place where I knew where I was supposed to be, and I just stayed there.
We've heard, you know, now that a lot of the sound and reaction coming from Fort Hood, all are painting very heroic pictures of the first responders who were on the scene. Kind of talk about that a little bit, please.
Yes, fast is really, if there's one word to describe it, it'd be fast. I talked to some of the people there. Some people, they were in the barracks maybe just down the road, and they responded there. They came out of their barracks and came and offered assistance. Some people were inside the building, and they were there the entire time. They saw everything that happened, and they never left. They were there the entire time helping out. It's just amazing how fast people started helping each other out.
I'm not sure how long you've been in the service, but I do want to ask, did you ever imagine that you would see something like this? Obviously, we know going, to war and overseas that you would see something this chaotic. Did you ever think this would happen in your backyard?
I've been in for 3 years. I've seen, been in some things downrange, videotape things downrange, but never here at home, especially here on Fort Hood. It's the great place. We actually have different things here on base. We have a resiliency campus that we have just for soldiers coming back off deployments, alleviating stress. There's these different types of things set up all around the base for soldiers, and just to see something like this happen here on this base I've never thought I'd ever see anything like this.
So what is the mood there today? I don't know if you've been able, I know it was locked down for some time. I don't know if you've been able to get out and about and speak with some of your comrades, but can you just talk a little bit about what the feeling is like today?
Well, actually not too much. I've been here, I was here late last night, I've been here early this morning. I think people are aware of the situation. There's a lot of, obviously, media here at the base. It's very crowded and congested, and security getting through the base is I mean, I don't know if it's more crowded or anything. I don't know how people come to work. Just from what I've seen, it's just everyone's looking back, reflecting, and trying, just looking for answers is really what it is. Some people I've talked to, they're very upset, obviously. Other people are trying to find answers, and that's really all I can say.
How do you feel today?
I feel fine. Just, long hours. I'm used to that. But I really, wish the best for the families.
There's a lot of media scrutiny right now, all focused on Fort Hood. If there's one or in a couple of sentences, can you please describe can you just talk about the camaraderie there, the family environment? Right now it's negative press, but if there's something that people can take away from this, just talk about Fort Hood and just the environment there on a general basis.
The environment here on Fort Hood it's a great place to be. Military families are tough to begin with. It's just this is a big one. We as camaraderie and brotherhood, we pull together. We know how to do that. We're good at that, and we do it every day here. For families, it's tough. They can do it. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be fast. It's not going to be soon, but it's going to happen here. And just the help that we have from our leaders, for everybody here on base with everything. From our leaders with everything that we have for soldiers here on base, it's very doable. We can pull through. It's right now, obviously, the day after, it's a big hurdle, but it's nothing that I don't think the families and soldiers here can't handle.
So, in other words, this incident will probably make Fort Hood an even stronger, united environment?
It has a good chance of making Fort Hood very much more united in the way and families, soldiers, the mission, the teamwork, and the way all that comes together. Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to add that I didn't touch upon?
No. Like I said, I hope the best for the families, and I know that as one unit, one team here in Fort Hood, we can pull through this.
Just a follow-up question. Did you know anyone involved or any of the people who were injured in this incident?
No, I don't, ma'am.
Okay, well, I think that's about it. Stand by. We're going to make sure we're, check tape and make sure we have everything. And I appreciate your time. Can you hold on for a minute?
Yes, ma'am.